I think that's
Hello.
good. Yeah, hello.
It's good. That's what they say about me. It's good. I'm good. Good Steve. Okay, how was everyone today? Sorry we're a little bit late. Hugh was late in, and I decided I wasn't going to write up any news stories until Hugh got in. So that's why we're here. Thanks.
Yeah, he arrived like a minute ago, maybe. He's only written up one story.
A minute ago.
One story.
There's only one good story this week, so we got it. It's the super gold scandal of 2019.
Jesus, that's a fucking good story.
I still don't really understand it.
Oh, I don't. Like,
I read the entire article because you know what I wanted to know? I don't know. Is it his fucking card? And the entire article, they didn't say whether it was his goddamn card.
So, well, should we talk about it now, or should we? Because I've got opinions.
Okay, well, hang on. Before we start, TPP says at least 5 clear violations during the pre-show and a cyclist. But having said that,
what's an unclear violation?
When you're not sure, like if it's like on the line, but you can't really tell if it's over or not.
Oh, this airport flyer.
Oh,
hey!
Oh no! Oh, okay. Ooh, oh.
Yeah, he
I
stopped.
thought that other bus was going to go as well.
Oh, he's
That's
over
right.
there.
Ask old mate Calvin Klein, mate. Ask him what an unclear.
Oh man, I remember those discussions.
Yeah. Okay, where are we? Bus count. Let's bump it up for 1 for the airport flyer. Yeah, on the way in today. Also, before we begin, it's come to our attention that some people don't know who we are.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Stephen.
My name's Shitbag.
Oh.
Do you remember the episode of Friends where Phoebe changes her name to something? And so her boyfriend's like, I'm going to change my name to Shitbag. What's your last name? No. First name Shit, last name Bag.
In seriousness, that must be wrong.
Oh, it has to be, yeah.
Because 1,
yeah,
2,
yeah,
3.
Well, they're recorded though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Anyway, my name's Hugh.
And
you
my name's
can
Stephen.
find me at Aquaman on Twitter. And
Sorry, could you spell that?
HAQUA. It's Aquaman with an H on the front.
Okay, like Aquaman.
Yeah, my name's Hugh. Hello.
Do you like Aquaman? Is that where you got the name from?
Yeah. So I started Aquaman because
You really like swimming.
I really liked water. I drank a lot of water.
Fuck off, you drank a lot of water. What?
Literally. Ask anyone I knew at Catalyst.
Drink a lot beer I'd buy. Or is it just
I was
hungover every day? So
No. Like in the office, I would drink a lot of water. Like I would probably get like quite a few glasses a day.
Okay. Also, look how fucking the traffic today.
It got to a point someone like was actually like, you know, too much water is bad for you, right?
That's true. Yeah.
And so I like looked it up and I'm like, oh my god, like fuck, like I drink like
Also,
quite a bit of water.
Drinking and being thirsty a lot is a sign of some illnesses as well.
Yeah.
Was that?
Hey,
well.
But yeah, I was Aquaman, and at one point I was, what's the Duffman? I was Duffman for a
He
bit.
drinks a lot of beer, but Duffman's buff. That's another one. I think.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Okay. Oh, scary.
I did see it. It was orange.
Yeah.
I was also called Burnt Face Man for a bit.
Did you burn your face?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Burn face man. Anyway, I'm SS23.
Mate, it's
No
got too much
relation to the
LSD. It's got
Germans.
too much LSD.
No, it doesn't. It's all good.
Oh,
Oh, no, okay. It's a little,
It's got
little bit
too much
trippy,
LSD.
Yeah, okay, let's fix that up.
It's taken like 1.5 tabs, maybe.
Yeah, 1.5.
Oh yeah, that cyclist just like became one with the tree.
Me IRL.
You're not gonna reset it, are
Yeah,
you?
where does mine come from? I reset it just now.
Did you?
So SS23, no relation to the Germans.
Oh yeah.
It stands for Super Steve 23, or
I
possibly
thought it stood for.
Surreptitious Steven 23, or
I thought it's stood for Schutzstaffel.
you don't know how to pronounce it, do you?
Schutzstaffel.
Yeah, no relation to the German SS.
Fuck,
It's 23, not a 42. But yeah, the real reason I have the 23 on the end is because one day when I was younger, I was signing up for a new Hotmail email address. It's
Mate,
my
look
first
how
one.
many views we've had overall.
A lot of views.
That's a lot.
And they said to us, wait, hang on, why is that mirrored?
Why is what mirrored?
Is that always been mirrored?
Probably a couple of months, maybe a month.
Yes, the 42. Okay, so when I was signing up for my Hotmail address originally, it was like blah 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 is taken. Do you want blah 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 23? And I'm like, sure. So I've been using that ever since. But on some services, SS23 is taken. Twitter is one of those services. So initially it was like some fucking bodybuilder from America had it, and he like posted once in 10 years, and then he deleted his account or it got expired, and they got replaced with some guy from Japan, I think. Anyway, so there's only a 42 on there because I couldn't have SS23. So I think my display name on Twitter is actually SS23, but my handle is SS2342. That's where it's at. Okay. He's going to be a fucking yes. He was just over. Just his butt.
Oh, is he? Whew.
Yeah, his butt was over, mate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Over that way. Yeah.
It's a little bit offensive, but there's a police outside.
It is a bit. It's actually quite offensive.
I only did it because you did it the other day, and I thought, oh, I'll be like Hugh. Daddy Hugh taught me.
I'm on tonight, mate.
Look at this car. Look at this bus not going through the thing, even though he had room because he saw the police and he didn't want to be caught in the red light. It's real busy. So, knowing how busy it is, quite busy out there at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
How many do you want to guess? So, TBP said he's going to stick with 11 for his guess.
Well, the whiteboard is quite clean at the moment, so I'm going to go...
The whiteboard is clean. How does that... What's that going to do with it? Oh, is he over? Do you reckon? No, I think he's safe, right?
Yeah, he's safe.
Yeah, because people are walking close enough.
I am going to go... hold on.
Jeez. I'll hold this so you don't... He's going out to a poster to try and make his guess. It's the radio spectrum allocations in New Zealand poster.
Yeah, I don't know. What should we go?
Well, I'm going to go 13.
You're going to go 13?
Yeah.
I am going to go... just trying to find one that fits.
Oh my gosh, come on, hurry up.
I'm going to go with a standard frequency in the high frequency range of 15 megahertz.
Okay, is that like 15 buses or is it 15 million buses?
We'll just say 15 hertz, which doesn't really make sense in terms of buses.
Well, it does. A hertz is once a second, so 15 hertz would be 15 buses going through a red light a second.
Yeah, so it doesn't really make sense.
Well, it does make sense. You could theoretically have 15 buses going through a red light a second.
All right. I'm just going to do some quick math, not in my head because I'm not that good.
Okay.
I used to be that good.
You used to be that good. I don't know. Doing math in my head has never been something I've wanted to be good at because why? I don't know. It doesn't seem particularly advantageous to me. It feels like one of those useless skills. A good party trick, but not actually useful for most things in life. So, never wanted to learn. What is he looking up? 1 divided by...
I'm going to go with 0.0000185 hertz buses. That's my guess.
Okay, sorry. Could I see the...
Oh, no, that's not right. That's 15 hours to seconds. I want 15 in an hour.
19 megahertz band. Well, I don't know what... I actually can't see the poster from here. It's too far away.
Ah, no, I want like...
He wants 15 an hour. He's picking 15.
Yeah.
Oh, 19 meter band.
I can confirm.
He's going 15. So we got 11, 13, 15. That's one around for...
This does not have the...
Doesn't go up to meters?
Oh, no. Wavelength. What did I say? High frequency. It's around 300 meters.
And what about the 9 meters? What is the 9 meter wavelength?
9 meter might be UHF.
UHF. There we are.
So this like only goes in threes.
Oh, 19 meter rather. Same thing.
Yeah, 19 meter. You might put in the 30 meter, which is VHF. But yeah.
A 1999 vintage RSM poster. Yeah, ours is pretty new. I don't know what year it came out, but it looks like in the last 3 years, I'd say. I don't know how much they change up the allocations here, actually.
Yeah, this does not have any dates on it.
Date seems real useful on that because, like, you don't want to look at it and go, oh, shit, that's free spectrum, man.
Yeah.
Let's plan a business based on this. And then, oh, no. I mean, not that you would... Oh, you'd presumably go and talk to them before you tried to run a business, but...
Do you have a picture of your poster, mate?
Yeah, you could get some vintage. We got some the other day, and do you see the handcuff Hayden posters?
Did you know there is an auction coming up?
Oh, yeah? Antiquarian books and maps. Does that just mean antique?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. You love your little auctions, don't you?
Mate, look at all these fucking books I can get.
I do like books, but also we have a lot.
And ancient maps.
Ancient. Okay. No, not ancient. Just antique.
Do you still need chairs and shit?
We do still need chairs and shit. We have a single
We got like stamps
Stool.
and postcards.
stool in our house. That's it.
Do you want a fucking scary face to hang on the wall?
Okay, it's a Pacific and African artifact, you racist.
Or some...
I don't know you could buy shit like that. I thought there was like rules around buying
I think
military medals.
you're not allowed to like wear it and shit, but
okay.
yeah. Fuck, it's got quite
Do you
a
reckon
few.
I'd get in trouble if I went to an Anzac parade wearing a bunch of stolen medallions?
Someone did that, didn't they?
Yeah, I think someone. Oh, I think someone was.
Oh, someone
wearing
stole
their-
it. Someone stole some medals from the
Yeah.
Army Museum. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Cordless phones in the ISM 900.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did 15. What do you do?
My guess.
Yeah.
13.
All
I
right.
said it multiple times.
And
You get real
11.
distracted.
I do. How did you not know that?
I do know that. That's why I just
Oh,
said it.
you sounded surprised.
Yeah. Hey, did you notice how clean the whiteboard is?
Yeah, it looks real clean.
Do you know who cleaned it?
I've been gazing at it all day.
It's still clean, even with someone's squidgy hands all over it.
What about that?
Yeah, there's like a few places where, believe me, I spent time cleaning it. It's just not easy to clean.
I'm going to count that.
Yeah, well, let's count that. 3. They're cranking up. Oh yeah, so on the way on the bus this morning, on the way in.
Oh, yeah, lots of egregious runs.
Lots of egregious runs.
Egregious.
So I was on the bus coming into work, as you do, and some people, mainly one person, the bus driver, keep going through red lights, like real red lights. Orange, red, 1, 2, goes through. He was running late, like quite late, so I think he was just like, fuck it. Red lights are more of a what do you call it? Recommendation.
So if he was running late, maybe, because I know one reason why buses might be late in Wellington is because someone is trying to get on the bus with a Super Gold card.
Okay, yeah, that does sometimes cause some delays. I've heard.
Yeah,
up to 20 minutes actually.
Yeah, fuck. Like 2 buses got held up or something, or 3 or something. I don't know. It was weird.
No, I think there was one bus, but then all the people needed to get onto a different bus while
Yeah.
they waited for.
The article did say 3 buses though, which confused me because it only talked about 2.
Is your reporter is not sending items in? We actually do have a lot of things sent in, but I unfortunately didn't have a lot of time to read it. I think Hugh managed to read a lot.
Yeah, we've
He's got
some
1, 2,
stuff.
3, 4, 5, 6 things written up in his lane. I've got one written in mine.
And some of your things kind of got consolidated down to one topic.
I didn't have time to read everything. But one. Yeah, okay, so with the Super Gold, give us the overview of the Super Gold story.
All right, so Super Gold, quite recently, I assume it was like yesterday or something. It was today's news.
Yeah.
Hot off the press, if that's what you call it when it's stuff. So someone was trying to get on a bus with a Super Gold card. For those people that don't know what Super Gold card is, it's a card that you get free buses on. Now, to get the card, you have to be an old person, over 65.
Is that the only way you can get it?
No, we'll get to there.
Okay. So old people get a Super Gold card. They just say, "Hey, I'm old. Give me a card." Right?
Like
That's it.
99% of people with a Super Gold card
Is
will
this-
most likely be over the age of 65.
Did you actually check the numbers, or are you just making these up?
I have actually looked at how you get it because I'm like, interesting.
But
I
you don't
love
know the
this.
exact numbers, right?
The Super Gold card keeps doddery old drivers off the road.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Good to hear that you've stopped driving, Dan.
As you get older, perhaps it's better to spend more time catching buses than driving. That's a good point. So I think it's probably a good thing. Old people should get free buses.
Yeah, so
Oh, fucking internet, mate.
someone was trying
Speedy
to
electric
go.
boy. Can only be used during off-peak periods. We have actually discussed this. I didn't realize that was the case. But,
Yeah, there's some rules because it's like a concession, and like their rules are just to do with concessions overall.
but even like students, do they count as concessions?
I'm not too sure.
Because I think
Like if you
students-
get like a day tripper as well, that's also only off peak.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I tried to get a day tripper at 9, and the guy's like, "Nah." I'm like, "What? Oh,
Because
Okay.
it was too late or too
too
early?
early. I had to wait till 9:30 to get it." And I was like, "Oh, are you for real?" Mm. Okay, I'll just walk around a bit, save a
Yeah.
bit of money. But yeah, so this guy that he tried to get on a bus with a Super Gold card, and the bus driver refused him.
Why did he refuse them?
The person with the Super Gold card was 35.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Yes, this is the interesting part.
Yeah, so you need to be over 65 in general. This person was 35. So the bus driver was like, this is kind of weird. So he asked for his ID. And the guy's like, nah.
Yeah, yeah.
And the bus driver was like, okay, like, why do you have this? Like, are you meant to have this?
Yeah. The bus driver is basically like, are you frauding me right now, bro?
Yeah. And he's like, that's a personal issue.
I'm not going to, yeah, but pretty much, I'm not going to tell you why I have
He
this.
sounds like
not gonna give
super difficult. Like,
he sounds like
you've
you,
met
to
me.
be honest.
No. I read this. I'm like, oh, mate, I would not do that. Hold up a fucking bus full of people for half an hour.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah. So what are the other ways you can get it? Let's talk about the other ways you can get it.
So the other ways you can get it, if you are a veteran on a veteran's pension, you can get it. If you're under 65 or over 65.
Hang on. So the way veterans work, have you done any tour and come back? Are you a veteran?
I'm not too sure because this guy could have that.
Yeah. Because you can do
but then,
a tour
like,
somewhere.
A lot of people would have this veterans.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So
and 35 would probably be about the right age for that.
Yeah.
Problem is, the guy could have just said, I'm a veteran.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he could have solved this so my partner.
Yeah,
she's into real young boys. And
yeah, so the other way you can get it is if someone is eligible for a gold card, so they're a veteran or over the age of 65, and you are their partner, and I think you have to be getting some benefit because of that or something. I don't know. That rule
like
was
pension
a bit,
or something.
Yeah. That one was a bit more. Yeah, like you get a spousal pension or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then you are allowed to get one as well. So
yeah, so
the options are: this guy is a veteran, or he's a partner of someone over 65, so 30-year gap at least.
That's a big gap, right?
I ran the numbers. Divide by 2, add 7.
Yeah, okay, it does.
It's
it
legit.
As you get older, it becomes less of an issue. And like, I don't know, if I was 35 and some I don't know, 65 is getting up there.
So the other thing is, he could be a partner of a veteran with a smaller age gap.
Yeah, okay, yep, partner of a veteran, yep.
But yeah, it's kind of weird.
You said they also have to be getting some kind of benefit from that?
Yeah, I'll read it out. It was wasn't too much. Like, it was kind of confusing about the veteran who can get it.
Also, it's like, yeah.
Under 65s and received the non-qualified spouse or partner rate of NZ Super or Veterans Pension.
Okay, so it's like a NZ Super thing.
So you have to get something under the pension, or under 65 and currently receive the Veterans Pension.
Okay, so it sounds like veteran would be the only really viable option here.
Yeah, so veteran gold card. But this one
has a different gold card.
It's a different one. Oh, I didn't look at this.
On the card.
It's got like poppies. Oh yeah, and it's got V's and shit.
They all have V's?
No, I don't think the main one does.
Okay. Yeah, no, the normal one's got an S. The veteran one's got a V.
Oh.
So if it was a veteran one, he presumably. Oh yeah, I understand the partners is means tested. Okay, so that would make sense with what they were saying about must be getting some kind of benefit from it.
Yeah, so one has an S and one has a V, and the veteran one also has like fucking poppies on it.
Okay, so that makes
can't see any about the partners one.
Yeah, so partners is presumably just an S, which, did that DD run it? Are you talking about like someone?
We'll have to ask the stage. Sorry, we didn't see that. We were too busy looking up.
Oh, double decker. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. I thought you meant that, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't exactly looking. I did see. I looked when it had already gone past. I didn't.
We can take your word for it if it happened.
Yeah, if you tell us it happened, we'll mark it up.
Well, someone can look through the footage.
Oh, I'm too lazy for that.
We can clip it. Shall I do that?
Should we do the instant replay?
Way too late for that, mate.
Let's wait a little. Oh, you want to see how close it gets to 11, yeah? Yeah, interesting about the Super Gold thing. But you do bring up a good point. He had the option of just saying, I'm the partner of someone, or I'm a veteran, or whatever else. And the bus driver, presumably, that cyclist definitely just went through a red light in the most obvious of ways. I'm definitely going to bump that one
double
up.
decker is coming. Oh, yeah, that's clearly red, mate.
Okay, so we'll bump both of them up. Okay. Also, a cyclist just went through.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Where are we?
Yeah, this little clippy feature is pretty good.
5. Okay, we're getting up there. It's going pretty fast today. So yeah, he could have just said what the reason was.
Oh yeah,
didn't wanna-
he sounded super difficult. Oh, it's personal.
Maybe he was actually a 65-year-old man stuck in a 35-year-old's body. Because, like, not to be
The
rude to
curious
old
case
people,
of Benjamin Button or whatever.
yeah, I can imagine an old person getting really frustrated about being asked for ID. They're like, "I'm old, give me my." But if he's, how'd they know he was?
Yeah,
35?
I got frustrated when I was like a fucking school child.
There we are, fucking red light, easy.
Yeah, I kept. Oh, is that two? Oh no, you
No,
stopped.
just one.
Yeah, like when I was in primary school,
They asked you if you're.
I kept on getting asked for ID
Yeah.
because they thought I was like a student or an adult. Like I was
Yeah.
quite tall.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like 12. Like I might have
don't
been
give me
11.
IDs.
But like I always caught the same one like time after time,
Yeah.
like same bus, and like he just always are. So like one day I like bought in a copy of my birth certificate. That's the only ID I had.
Oh.
And I was just like, mate, this is my birth certificate. I was born here. This is how old I am. I don't have any photo ID. Like, you're just gonna have to take this.
Yeah.
And like, yeah. And
Was he like, okay?
yeah. Never once asked me again.
That's good. Yeah, there we are. So
I think
Davenport NZ's
the couple years later, I did get a student ID, and I fucking showed it to him. He was like, but yeah.
same bus driver. Davenport NZ's card has an S on it. Yes, which I believe that's the default one, the one most people
Yeah.
have. Yeah. So how'd they know he was 35? Did anyone interview him? How did they know he was 35? Did they say look 35 and no one actually like? No, it definitely says 35-year-old.
Yeah, 35-year-old man.
But he didn't produce ID. He refused to.
Yeah.
It's just-
So Metlink's rules state a driver suspicious of someone's age can ask for a proof of ID.
Which does kind of not include the veteran part of it, because that doesn't really help with the veteran part. But presumably veteran cards are so much less common that they don't really have to do with veteran supercard fraud.
Oh yeah, driver asked how old the passenger was. He said 35.
Okay, and you're like, you probably shouldn't have that then.
Yeah.
How'd you get it? And he was like, it's
Oh, and
personal.
some of the other passengers were getting quite upset. Oh, like the guy like swore at the driver, and oh yeah, the manager came, and the manager was just like, yeah, you can stay on the bus, like, yeah, whatever. But then the driver's like, I'm not driving. He swore at me.
Yeah.
Fucking good on him. Like the guy sounds like a fucking douche.
Yeah, it's such a complicated story. And so eventually they took the bus back to the thing or something.
Yeah, so the driver just went back to the depot. That's his day off.
It's
And
fair. If someone starts abusing the shit out of you.
oh yeah,
Then again, like, so my partner works at McDonald's and she deals with that all the time, and she can't leave. Hang on, if you go to the bottom of the story, here we are. Read the last statement.
oh yeah. Well, I'll read the third to last. So NZ Bus Operations Manager, General Manager,
Oh, I just
Operations
went through a
General
red light.
Manager
Bam.
Claire Neville said all drivers receive training on how to deal with difficult customers, and the company did not condone fraud. The driver said he had not received specific training on dealing with people claiming to be supercard card
that's
holders.
very specific.
Finally, Neville, which is the Operations General Manager of NZ Bus, said she would not look into the incident because she was too busy. Literally, like, no, we don't
It's
give
so
a shit.
good. It's so good.
One of my drivers was abused, fucking swore at,
And
whole
probably a
bus
case
was
of,
held
like,
up.
fraud, yeah.
but nah, mate, I'm too busy. I'm too busy.
You know what they're probably busy with? Your fucking requests, you.
Not to NZ Bus.
They've
NZ
probably got
NZ
well, indirectly, they've probably got 30 things with your name on it that they're
Nah.
like, oh, Neville's like trying to deal with all of this.
They got nothing from me at the moment.
What about the training materials?
Training materials done and dusted.
Yeah, but she still had to do it. She's probably behind, still catching up after she had to do that.
I
You
don't know.
probably caused this.
Got another story about. Did you read the? Or did I have a passport at that stage?
Oh, I think Chris Klein has asked Metlink if they care on Twitter. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it's tough. It's not like it's up to Metlink.
Oh, I just stopped following him. Like I was following him for a while. And I'm like, oh, he's like such a douche.
so
but
angry,
like,
right?
I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
Some of his policies and opinions align with mine, but like so much, he's just like an old dinosaur, and
Yeah,
he's just
should
like
he
grumpy
be
and shit.
going on stuff, commenting on all the articles?
Oh my god, I love that.
I can't believe that a local politician goes on stuff to comment on articles. That's my
He's
favorite
like,
part.
He's a stuff commenter, like,
Yeah.
and
I
not
think-
like an anonymous one as well.
Yeah, he goes under his real
Yeah,
name.
Councillor Chris
The thing
Scalvi
is,
Freeman.
no one on there must know who he is. Because if someone knew who he is, they'd be like, what the fuck?
He says who he is.
Does it, like, he describes himself? I've seen his name there, but
Oh, his name is like Councillor Chris Scalvi Freeman.
yeah.
Like that is his stuff comment.
Yeah, but that's my
Yeah.
that's my stuff comment name as well.
Oh,
President,
yeah.
President Hacky McHackface.
Oh, yeah. I think people could like correlate it.
Yeah.
I like Googled him a bit, and I'm like, how does this guy still have a position? Like, there's just so many reports of him like having complaints against him. So many.
Yeah, was he the one who called someone a name?
Are you committing libel right there?
I'm asking, was he the one who
Are you
called someone
committing
a name?
libel right there?
Oh, that's right. That he didn't call someone a name. He said the word bullshit.
Oh. That is libel right there.
Well, okay, what word did he say?
I don't think he actually said.
He said bullshit because you accused him of saying the word bitch.
Bitch, yeah.
And he was like, it wasn't bitch. I said bullshit. That's what went down. I think
Yeah.
it's fine. Yeah, he talks about thinking. Common
I was
thing
just
in
like,
humour.
oh, sorry, Chris, I didn't understand. I just knew you said something disrespectful.
B star to a female speaker as she was speaking.
Yeah.
Which it was, yeah.
But yeah, he was like, you're very closely stepping on the lines of libel or something like that. I'm like, damn, I don't want to get involved with you, man.
Yeah.
This guy.
Oh, easy. That was very red.
Oh, yeah, he was reprimanded by old Justin, but like, what does that even mean? Justin's probably like, good on you, mate.
I don't think Justin
Keep-
said
keep
good on
doing
you,
it.
mate. He did. Fuck off. Now that is close to libel.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There are a few consequences in the adult world for things like that, especially among public figures. You know,
Oh, yeah.
the only real
We were
repercussion-
just talking about this the other night. Like, if you're in politics, you're
yeah.
invincible,
Yeah, pretty much,
vulnerable.
yeah.
Nah,
the only
what's
thing
word?
that
Like,
can get you out is like really bad public opinion problems, and the bar is low. I mean, the bar. Is
look
high,
at look
whatever,
at the
whatever.
buses. Like,
Yeah.
God, what a debacle.
Okay, so we got another stories? You want to take another story?
Yep. So some bus driver,
Mm-hmm.
he got assaulted by someone. So he actually had a lot of shit happen to him.
So like actual assault, because like one time I've told the story before. We were at an assembly, and the principal called us in, and he said, "Last night a bus driver was shot with a BB
Oh,
gun."
yeah,
and I
that's right.
thought, I for the first second, I thought it was complete silence, as everyone thought someone had been murdered.
So this guy, he started working up in Auckland in 2013.
Oh, sorry, you can carry on. But are we talking about the way the Transport Minister, Phil Twyford, fired the entire NZTA board?
Oh, no, I don't think I have that.
Okay, well, carry on with your story. But
All right. Yeah, so this guy, he started working in 2013, but good relationship with his work until January last year. So he worked there for good for 5 years. And then he was given 2 warnings for scolding a motorist who nearly caused an accident when she swerved across the road.
he's a bus driver, right?
Yeah, he's a bus driver. So he pulled the bus to the side, opened the motorist's passenger door and said, "You know the reason why you can't stay in your lane is because you're too busy with your mobile phone."
Oh, okay.
Which,
yeah, fair, but
it's
probably
fair.
shouldn't be doing it while driving.
The
a bus.
way you do it, it might have been nonsense, I don't know. So he notified his bosses after the incident, which occurred in December 2017, but the motorist made a complaint to NZ Bus, claiming he screamed at her and hit an object in her hands. 2 weeks later, he received a verbal
Oh, he
warning.
opened her door.
Yeah, he opened her door.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like the way he went about it was a bit like, I don't know.
Fuck yeah. It doesn't. You shouldn't open someone's door. Like, you can bang on their window and make them put it down.
Mate, I've
Yeah.
climbed through a back seat of a car before because
Yeah,
they
but
parked
that's a
over.
funny story, so I feel like it's okay.
Yeah, so he was
Yeah,
asked
it's
to take
railroad rage.
performance coaching. So then the regional manager, operations manager, took leave, and his replacement decided to review the incident. And then
Oh,
he
wait,
was given.
hang on. Can I just double check the timeline here? So it was dealt with, done and dusted, and then the person got replaced?
He got a verbal warning and asked to take performance coaching.
Okay, yeah.
And
So
then
that's it.
it settled down, and then someone started reinvestigating it. And then he was given a final warning in February and said his actions amounted to serious misconduct
Oh, wow.
for telling someone off for driving while
I mean,
texting.
I would say it does border on serious misconduct.
The
Stop a
opening the
bus,
car door.
Yeah, opening the car door, abusing a member of the public. Even though he was in the right, I think it does. I'd say
Gets
yeah.
worse. So he was rated as a good performer at his performance meeting in March of that same year. The company decided to investigate his decision to raise a health and safety complaint.
Oh, this is getting bad.
So he was concerned about possible exposure to asbestos after parts of the depot's walls were torn down. Asbestos, Jesus! Like, okay,
It's still really common around
I'll
here.
raise that. So he raised his. He raised a after no response from the depot manager. He raised his concern with his supervisor, and WorkSafe came on site to inspect. He then raised a personal grievance, claiming NZ Bus was finding ways to get rid of him by opening an investigation into his decision to raise the asbestos complaint. So basically, he's getting pushed out.
That is really fucked up.
Yeah,
right?
that's pretty fucked up. He was also previously working as a bus trainer tutor, but he lost that role because he simply had too many disciplinary issues.
Which is probably the one disciplinary issue.
Yeah. NZ Bus took no action regarding the asbestos and ignored his personal grievance letter.
Hang on, so there was an asbestos issue? Did WorkSafe say it's a problem?
I don't know.
It
It
doesn't really talk
say.
about it.
They came on site to inspect, but NZ Bus didn't do anything. Some months later, he was assaulted by a motorist.
Now, see, TPV said, sounds vindictive to me. Asbestos isn't bad, let's disturb. He did report it specifically because they were tearing down the depot walls and thus disturbing it. Like that. So he said he only reported it after they started tearing down walls.
Yeah.
It does sound a little. Well, it sounds
yeah.
like tit for tat.
So far, he was probably in the wrong for opening the car door, but like he was probably had the right.
You don't need to say
mindset.
probably.
Yeah.
To stop your bus, get out and open someone else's door and yell at them. Yeah, I think you're in the wrong.
I don't know. This next one. So he got assaulted by a motorist. He asked the motorist
Is
to
this
move.
afterwards?
Yeah, this is like months later. He asked the motorist to move their vehicle from the bus stop, and the driver struck him in the chest several times and spat in his face. So at this point, I'm like, he's gotten out of his bus again.
Yeah, he did get out of his bus.
And
again.
he's confronting another passenger.
Do what every other bus driver does and wail on that horn.
Yeah. Or just take off the wing mirror, or I don't know. So at this point, he emailed his supervisor saying the incidents that year had led him to lose confidence in himself. This email was also ignored. He asked for CCTV footage from the assault, but NZ Bus ignored his request. So he got fucking assaulted,
and
there's cameras seeing him getting assaulted, and they're like, nah, mate.
Yeah, I think NZ Bus is pretty fucked up on this one.
So he was put on sick leave but not paid. When he asked, the company told him he just had to apply for ACC benefits. He sent another personal grievance letter detailing allegations of bullying. Oh, fucking bullying as well. On the day he returned from sick leave, he was put on special leave ahead of a mediation meeting to discuss his personal grievance claims. NZ Bus did an investigation, found he was not bullied, probably because they were bullying him.
Yeah, I always think that's interesting. It's like we investigated ourselves and found our conduct to be all good.
Yeah. Then he did a third personal grievance, which was 39 pages long, where he complained about not wanting to take special leave, feeling unsafe at work, and NZ Bus not paying him. He returned to work in November and again requested for copies of CCTV footage from the assault.
It's been deleted, mate. Sorry.
Was ignored. March this year, NZ Bus raised concern that he was incompatible with the workplace. At this point, he goes to the Employment Relations Authority, and they found that he suffered a number of unjustified
What was the number?
disadvantage, just a number of unjustified disadvantages, and
number.
NZ Bus's actions were not fair and reasonable. It said NZ Bus misled him by not providing CCTV footage and failed to investigate bullying complaints in a timely manner. They were ordered to pay him the amount he ordinarily would have been paid if he was continuing to be a bus trainer. From the time he wasn't allowed until September 11 this year. He was also reinstated his job.
Whoa. Did you say till September the 11th this year?
Yeah.
Conspiracy much?
No,
9/11.
no. Also got his job back, awarded compensation of 20...
Why would you want your job back at that point?
I don't know.
Like,
Awarded-
everyone there hates you. Just
Awarded
fucking leave.
compensation of 20K with a 20% reduction for contributory conduct for his inappropriate comments made about staff and repetitive emails. And he also got like 1.5K in expenses associated with the authorities' investigation. So it kind of sounds like he was a bit of a...
It's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, a bit of a dick. Like, he's got some emails that call staff people and like I don't know, like he gets out of his fucking car all the time.
Yeah,
and,
like he brought the problems on himself, but NZ Bus still probably didn't do the right thing either.
oh yeah, it sounds like they're so like if I was an employer
Mhm.
and one of my employees got assaulted
What
by
about if
someone,
he thought he deserved it though? Because it sounds like NZ Bus at this point are kind of like, bitch deserved it, right? That's kind of the vibe you
yeah,
get.
maybe, but like still like they had footage and they're just like, nah, it's gone.
Yeah, I mean NZ Bus do that to us as well, right?
Yeah,
Hey, saw you ran some red lights. Could you give us some footage? Nah,
But-
sorry, mate.
you would hope that people care about their employees more than me. Like I'm
I see what you're saying.
I'm just
yeah.
a random crazy person.
I think
but-
they do, but they care about him in a negative way. They hate him.
yeah,
That's the impression I get.
yeah. I don't know. That was a kind of funny one.
Some people are horrible to deal with, and I get that. But yeah, it doesn't really give you a right to treat them poorly.
Oh, you have to deal with me.
It's true. Okay, we can take the other story now.
Yeah, should we do the other one? Because the
Tech
last
news
stories
for
aren't.
this week. Tech news. Not much of it. There was, but I was real lazy, so here we are. Didn't actually. Yeah, you know how it is. So this one, I think it's. Oh my god, Hugh's vanished. That was very scary. Oh, hang on. Let me do a dual mic setup here. You know, we actually we make the mics so there's a left channel and a right channel, and they're actually slightly different, so it can pan like left and right depending on whether I'm picked up in the left microphone or the right microphone. Da 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 da. I don't know if it actually translates through to Jeez, I don't know if it goes through to Twitch like that, but that's how we got it set up. Anyway, so did this story start
Oh yeah,
last
we
week?
do. Are we meant to be on the other side? I can't remember.
It doesn't matter. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter for the people listening. They can't tell how we're physically standing. Did this start this week? Last week, sorry? So some pen testers.
It was last week, I think.
Yeah, I think it was last week.
Yeah.
So there's a news story. A bunch of penetration testers got arrested mid break-in to a courthouse in, did I say Ohio, was it?
Which
Can't remember.
Iowa.
Iowa, sorry. Yeah, closer. Iowa, Iowa.
This has so many things. We could discuss this for I don't know, 20 minutes maybe.
You're like, I don't want to talk about the other stuff. I am on the left and he was on the right. That's how we're physically standing. Well, depending on which way you look at it.
I kind of with the new setup because like we've got more desks. I tend to like stand
back and
behind
forth.
them and look at my laptop on my desk.
Yeah. A little
Yeah.
bit unnerving having Hugh behind you, I got to say. Yeah. You don't need to physically move close to me because I can hear it in the headphones, so it still sounds just as creepy no matter how close or far away you are.
So yeah, these people they were doing like a red team engagement.
Well, that's what they said. Here's how it went down. Cops arrested them. They said, "Oh, don't worry, bro. We're doing a red team." And the cops were like, "You are not authorized to perform this. You're breaking the law, motherfucker."
It gets tricky here. It gets tricky
Well,
here.
yeah, but let's talk about how it originally broke. It originally
Yeah.
broke like that. So
all right.
that was how it was published.
Some shit's
The-
come out though.
Yeah, it has.
So they were breaking
Iowa
into the
police,
county
courts,
county court.
county court. Yeah.
So big thing here, county courts.
Yeah. So they broke in, police arrested them, put out a statement saying, "Hey, we arrested 2 idiots who broke in. They had burglary tools. We've put them in, like, preliminary holding? The thing before you have your bail hearing."
Yeah.
And there was, like, pictures of their mugshots. And they don't look super happy, but they also don't look like criminals. They look like the kind of people who are thinking, as commented by Twitter, we are totally going to get a DEFCON talk out of this.
Yeah.
Like, this sucks, but it's a pretty good story.
So the client was Iowa State.
Oh, Iowa State. Interesting
Yeah.
you say state, because what courthouse were they breaking into?
It was the Iowa County.
Ah, interesting. So it came out. They basically
So they were arrested by the sheriff.
they're
right?
arrested by the sheriff, which is the
Well,
county
the sheriff's
sheriff,
department.
sheriff's department.
And they had a get out of jail free card, right?
Yep, they actually had one. Yeah, everyone originally was like, "Oh my god, these idiots! You mean to have a get out of jail free card?"
Yeah, that's
We're the
kind of what
lawyer.
I read.
You
but,
guys are idiots.
but it came out that they did have a get out of jail free card. They had 3 different people from the State Department
Hmm.
that corroborated with their story.
Yeah, so they handed it to the sheriff, who rung up one of these people, confirmed everything, and the state person said, "Yes, they're authorized. Don't arrest them." The sheriff said, "Fuck you. We're arresting them anyway."
Yeah, so his reasoning was it was a county court, not a state court. So the state had no authority to give
Yeah, yeah.
authority.
Isn't that the
Which
worst time
I'm
to
just
find
like,
out? But here's like they went to the state was the one who signed off on the pen test agreement that said this is the exact address of the buildings we will be penetrating. Like,
Yeah.
it was pre-arranged that this building was one that would be.
Oh yeah,
into.
and so after this, they had a bit of a So, like, part of the statement of work contract got leaked as well.
It was actually released, not leaked.
Released, but some
Redacted,
stuff.
but still.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, yes, it was.
So the State Department was saying, so the pen testers were saying, we thought we had authority for this, like in the contract it says we're allowed to do physical penetration testing.
Yeah, I would have thought I had as well.
This State Department were like, oh, we didn't think it would be this sort of physical penetration. We thought it would be more like tailgating and stuff. And they also said in the contract it had working within normal business hours or whatever.
Unless prearranged.
Unless prearranged, which it was not prearranged.
Yeah.
But
It
there
did
was
include
actually
breaking in with burglary tools, though.
another part of this.
So we have a copy of the contract here.
Scope of testing, physical security assessment, blah, 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 gives all the addresses, can be during the day and evening.
Yeah, it does, yeah. It
Like,
also says,
right where it says the scope.
talk your way in, limited physical bypass.
Yeah, so
which I interpret that to mean lockpicking but not breaking down a door. Attempt to get physically gain network access. Coalfire will leave behind malicious devices, such as blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the timing might have not been great, but I don't think the timing would have mattered. Let's say they had done it when they were prearranged to do it. Same outcome.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just
It
can't
sounded
believe
like that sheriff had something crawling up his bum.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, there's one.
Yeah, I'm increasing it. Yeah, it seems ridiculous that a sheriff would ring up and be like, yes, it was all authorized, and just go, nah, fuck you. Like, dick move, man. Dick move.
I know, right?
The pen testers
Oh, yeah. And so the State Department was just like, don't tell
anyone about this.
Yeah, don't tell any other sheriffs. And the sheriff literally told all the sheriffs in the entire state.
He said,
like, he just emailed out and being
every
like,
single person.
these people, they're bad.
Yeah.
The state has no authority to be able to do this. Make sure you arrest these guys if it happens to you guys.
I can't believe that yeah, because they had done an engagement on a bunch of other places as well, like real recently.
Yeah.
They were like, when they got
the
arrested.
day before as well.
Yeah, when they got arrested.
On a state building.
They were like, we do this all the time. Like, this is just what we do. I just can't, like, what a dick move to the like, and I wonder, can you be charged for it? Because they said
I can understand that the state and the county are separate things,
yes,
but like,
why do you need to arrest the guys doing it? They're not involved in your little fucking spat. You know?
like it's clearly, well, I don't know. So by the letter of the law, they probably have broken into a place they weren't authorized to break into.
Yeah, I gotcha. That's true.
But like,
does that mean they should be arrested?
They thought they were authorized to.
Yeah. And do they have malicious intent? No.
Yeah.
Were they doing anything particularly bad in there? No. Like, there's no reason to arrest them.
Yeah.
You can say like they broke the law, but I don't think breaking the law is a good reason to arrest someone. Ironically enough.
Sheriffs think it is.
I know, right? The whole like law.
Sheriffs
is a
are
moral
like
authority.
elected, aren't they?
I think it depends on where they are, but yeah, I think counties normally elect their sheriffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to run for sheriff or something. I don't know.
The states are so fucked with like how many different levels of cops they have.
Yeah, and they all like
they just have so many different
legal here, but it's not
jurisdiction. Oh yeah, like federal law, marijuana is illegal.
Yeah.
But then all the states are now like marijuana is legal in our state.
Yeah,
but it's illegal
you can't
for the
use
entire country.
You can't use a bank to bank the proceeds of your marijuana business because that
banks
is
are federal.
federally moderated as well. Yeah.
Oh, it's so bizarre.
Yeah. How bizarre.
But yeah, like even in the states, you have like 4 different levels of policing.
Yeah.
Something
County,
like that.
state, federal.
You get like troopers and state troopers.
Yeah.
Federal, county, and I think there's another
That
one.
person just went through a. There was an egregious display of.
Oh yeah,
egregious flagrantness of the law.
That was pretty egregious.
Egregious as indeed. Oh, I don't know. That's kind of scary. I was telling my partner about it, and she was like, "Don't you ever get arrested?" I'm like, "Well, it's not their fault. They didn't mean to."
Yeah, so like I don't know. Some stuff I've taken away with this.
Mm-hmm.
Our contracts have stuff about business hours.
Testing will be conducted during business hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we often don't do that though. We should
I know, right?
We should get rid of that statement. Yeah, it could come back to hurt us. I think that is one thing we're tightening up at the moment. But the thing is, that contract could have been watertight and they still would have been arrested.
Oh yeah,
because
of the county state thing.
Yeah, and like it's just not up to the pen tester. Like there is a level of you talk about like reasonable. What do you call it? Like you have to be reasonable about whether they actually own it or not. But we do physical penetration testing every now and again. It's not something we do a lot. One of the problems with New Zealand is that we don't tend to have businesses or departments or anything that are mature enough to warrant it. Like
We're getting more
I'm
recently.
gonna count that. He was like pretty close, but I'm gonna count it.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
count
gonna get
it.
up to 13.
I love how there's like cars going through as well.
Yeah. We're like just got on the bus and there's already cars behind him going through. Yeah, I think if you want to like hack into a New Zealand company, you probably don't need to break into their offices. You can probably just do it on the internet.
Yeah.
Whereas as you get more mature, more places, you know, physical becomes more appealing because it's going to be the easiest way to get in.
Yeah.
So I think it's just not common in New Zealand. But yeah. I know Hugh carries lockpick tools at times. Yeah, I actually carry lockpick tools 24/7.
Yeah, I think I've got some here.
They're actually real useful. I got locked out of my house the other day and like had to fucking lockpick my way in. But it was real annoying because there's builders all like swarming around our house at the moment. And I was like a little bit self-conscious that I'm standing at my front door lockpicking it to get in and didn't want to have that awkward conversation.
Yeah, so the New Zealand law is kind of a bit interesting.
If you're carrying them to lockpick into a place, that's illegal.
Yeah, but it's a discretionary thing with the cops.
Yeah, it is. So, for example, if you carry them around at night, they can just be like, well, he was at night. Clearly, he was planning to break in.
Yeah, New Zealand law has like a lot of stuff at night.
Yeah.
If it's at night, it changes shit.
Yeah.
So you know, citizen's arrest.
Yeah.
At night, you can basically free game, mate. But if it's during the day, it's got to be like over a certain threshold.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's at night, mate, fucking get those criminals.
Only criminals are outside at night anyway. That's the gist of it.
But yeah, if you're carrying lockpicking tools around at night, cops can say that is intent to burgle.
Yeah, it's not.
And you're carrying burglary tools with the intent to burgle.
Yeah. So I think if you said to them, like, okay, I think you probably, let's say you get arrested for it. I think if you went to court and explained...
You used to carry around business cards.
You used to?
I still do, but like...
Doesn't really... Anyone can get business cards made.
Oh, yeah, but like...
I should make some fake business cards.
Yeah?
Like fake company, fake business cards.
But yeah, like having a business card, like if you are caught, I've never been caught for lockpicks. But like if I am caught and for some reason I'm like on a job, so like I take lockpicks internationally sometimes.
Yeah, I used to take them out of my bags, but no one notices them, so I just don't bother anymore.
Yeah, well, I find they notice them more domestically than internationally.
Yeah, because they have the different scanners and stuff. Yeah.
Weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but yeah, I carry around a lot of shit that I probably shouldn't.
Like those drugs, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, yo.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think if you went in front of a judge and explained, like, hey, I took it for, it's just a street whistle. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that works against cops, maybe, but it definitely doesn't work on planes. You could stab someone with the street cleaner whistle. And then I'm a diabetic. I carry needles around with me. Like, you're worried about the little lockpick?
Security theater, mate.
I know, right? I know. I think if you went to a judge in New Zealand and kind of explained, I think they'd probably let you off, right?
Yeah.
They'd be like, okay, he deals with this for a job. He didn't actually do anything.
I think the judge would probably also discharge without conviction type thing.
You mean, well, a discharge without conviction is still bad, right?
No, discharge. I've got a discharge without conviction, mate.
You don't have to list it anywhere?
Nah. It's in the police file, but it's not covered by the clean slate thing.
Well,
so, like, police
I'll
clearance will come back absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It's like only their internal police file will say that I have been. I wasn't even arrested. I was just charged.
Yeah.
It took them like 2 weeks to like send me stuff.
Because
they kept on coming around to my house and they were like, "Yeah, you're like just never at home." And I'm like, I work. Like I'm currently here. You can come drop it off now, but like. I work during the day. Like,
yeah, it's a bit weird. It's like, how have you not dealt with this before?
found it kind of interesting because I'm like, they must like only deal with people that just don't work.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. There is a particular guy, Australian guy, who went over to America and they said, have you ever got any convictions? He said no. He got banned for going to America for life, I think.
Yeah.
Or, like,
because he had
20
a
years.
criminal warning.
Yeah,
right?
like a thing. It got clean slated. So in Australia and New Zealand, he says no, and that's fine. America was like, we don't care that it's actually not valid anymore would still count here.
It wasn't a conviction. So they
Yeah,
asked
it
for
wasn't a conviction.
convictions. He said, "No, I have never had a conviction," which is lawfully true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, a bit of a weird situation. Yeah, don't.
Like, fuck, that could get me. Like, I
Well,
literally have a.
There's one
discharge
big
without
difference
conviction.
between the two of you, isn't there? You're white.
Yeah.
So I think you'd probably be okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, it's so fucking.
Also,
shit.
I'm not saying. Okay, I should explain this. I'm not saying that.
What
I'm
are
not
you
trying to be
saying?
racist. I'm saying that's how it is. Like, it's an example of racism that exists. I'm not trying to say like
Yeah.
white people are better. I'm saying the reality is that you get judged based on your race, and as a white person, works out to our advantage. So yeah.
Sometimes.
It makes me sound
sometimes
racist though, doesn't it?
not. It does.
Yeah. I mean it as like an anti-racist comment though. You know, like anti-racism, where you point out the hypocrisy of judging someone based on their skin color, but then yeah. Anyway, let's just move on. Got any other stories you want to talk about?
Timaru.
Waikato living. I want to hear about that one.
All right, Waikato bus drivers are now getting a living wage.
Oh, that's good. I like living.
do you want to know something funny about it?
What's something funny about it?
So they've been negotiating for like 2 years.
Oh yeah, I have heard about that.
So it's between GoBus and First Union, which is the union.
Yep. GoBus is the only pill operating in Wellington's Waikato.
So all these union members are now getting a pay increase to the 21.15 living wage.
Yep.
So that's like pretty big over the minimum wage.
What's minimum at the moment? Like 17?
I don't know. Minimum
Depends on where you work, I think, at the
wage
moment.
NZ. I'll come back to that.
Back in my day, it was 11.25.
Oh no, 17.70.
Okay, so it is a decent
Oh,
example.
will rise on 1st of April. Yeah, so that's to this year. 17.70.
Yeah.
So that they're going up to 21.15. So yeah, that's a fair raise.
Mhm.
Do you think GoBus have done a good job now?
It took them 2 years of negotiating to do it.
I will give you a.
It's better.
It's a misleading question. there.
It's better to have done it than not done it, I guess. Do I think they've done good? Probably not.
Do you want to read out this little highlighted text?
But decent, shit, Steve. What did I say? Decent? They say 21. Hugh said that their wage was decent. It
was a decent raise.
A decent raise. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, like more, like $5 more or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, this little statement here.
The real hero, wait, but it wasn't GoBus that coughed up the cash. The real heroes here are the council and government, who are the ones who put up the money.
Yeah.
The company hasn't put a cent of their money into the settlement.
What the fuck?
How, as a
How does
private
it-
business, how do you do that? GoBus is private, right?
So NZTA are getting involved, and I think it mentions something.
Maybe they shouldn't be getting the contract if they can't afford to pay their
NZTA,
drivers.
the main motivation is ensuring reliable delivery of services, which is important because they've been striking a lot.
Yeah, but isn't that a reason to get rid of the contract, not to prop up a private business? Like, can you imagine if we just went around being like, hey, we want to pay our people more, government, can you just give us some money for it?
I agree with that. And also, like, the regional council is also, like, footing the bill.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, go
I do think...
Go bus.
I do think it makes sense for them to subsidize buses. I don't think it makes sense to them to subsidize buses run by a private company.
Is it in, like, for perpetual, like... What happens next year?
Yeah, is this just a thing they have to do forever now? And the thing is, now GoBus is going to be like, sweet, they're going to give us this much money a year. We can underpay our drivers by that much to make up for it. That's literally how businesses operate.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no business is going to ignore that.
That's pretty bad. But, yeah.
The weird.
Down in Christchurch, there was like a mayoral campaign meeting, and they... Oh, mate, you're going to die. They... had a unanimous call for public transport overhaul during the climate change mayoral debate. And
So you're saying mayoral, and I honestly have so this is the mayoral. I don't know how you say it. I've never seen it before.
That's why I say mayoral, mate. It's
Yeah.
easier.
But just in case anyone's confused, as I am,
Mayoral.
yeah, mayoral.
Fuck, shall we
Figure out how to say mayoral. Does it have the little button that is how to say it?
Oh, how do you
If you put
get
it into
the...
Google Translate, it'll do it.
Oh, does that translate?
Yeah. Google does do it with some words. If Google thinks that a word's hard to pronounce, it'll give you the little hard to pronounce button on the search. Yeah, there we are. There's the play button there. Hang on, I can't hear it. Press it. Ah, mayoral.
I'm playing something else from somewhere. I'm playing Twitch.
We could hear ourselves. That was confusing.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Mayoral. 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 Okay, well, that's how you say it, isn't it? Mayor.
Mayor.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
It's mayor, mate. Mayor, mate. Put it in Spanish. What is the Spanish word for it?
Oh, because there's...
Okay, I was expecting it to be like mayoral. Alcaldesa.
oh, Alcade.
Alcalde. Oh, yeah, it's a different one depending on the thing. That makes sense. You just skipped a micro pause.
Yeah. Boom. This is Mayor. Like, fuck you.
Okay, mayor, whatever. Mayoral.
Yeah, so anyway.
There was a debate, a mayoral debate.
There was a mayoral
We'll finish
debate.
after the story's done, by the way.
And so there's like a strike going on next week.
Oh, yeah, the climate strike.
change strike.
Yeah.
They've actually invited adults to participate as well. Like
Yeah, because
workers,
in
everyone.
Australia, they're all got...
All around the world. It's crazy. So yeah, like our work's like participating. I don't know if you
Wow,
but
we're allowed to participate, but I'm
Yeah.
real lazy, so I also won't be in the country, so...
yeah, fair enough. But yeah, so people were like calling out because like Environment Canterbury is the one that controls the public transport. Does that sound
ECAN,
familiar to
right?
you? Yeah, ECAN.
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar to you? Like the council have no control over the buses. and-
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a disconnect between the city council and ECAN over bus services, and people were like asking them like, "Hey, do you guys even catch buses?" And the mayoral candidates, they were like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, here's my like Metro card."
Oh, yeah.
This guy looks like he's a fucking serial killer.
He doesn't look like a serial killer.
Nah. But yeah, I don't know. There's that guy looks like he's a
The
serial
lie
killer.
of CO2. Is he trying to say CO2 impact is good or
Oh
bad?
yeah, so there was some stuff. I didn't like fully finish reading this, but yeah, some of the council people said like, nah, like there's nothing wrong.
Yeah. We had a guy in here. Do you remember the guy like last week, a few weeks ago, who was like, electronic cars are a lie. They're going to fuck up the environment. And
Oh, so in Wellington at least, there's like heaps of chalk painting, chalk drawings on the ground talking about the climate strike next week.
oh, they just say like climate strike this day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you meant like
There's like heaps. Like if you
Yeah.
walk around, you'll see. Weirdly, there's like not much on this street, but
Mhm.
everywhere else in Wellington I've seen there's heaps.
Yeah.
So one of our workmates actually saw some people like making jokes about it, being like, not going to achieve much. And like,
it's not going to achieve much.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
with
but-
them.
I don't know. Like if you get like a lot of people,
Okay, we get a lot of people.
yeah,
Yeah. Now what?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Mate,
that's exactly
You're
right.
so
I don't know.
fucking pessimistic.
Yeah, I'm pessimistic because
makes me
you know
sad.
who
It
needs
makes me
to,
sad.
You
It-
know who needs to change is
The-
the businesses who perpetuate this fucking bullshit. The government who has the option to change it. Like the students striking. Like I'm in support of it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm in support of it. I just don't think it will make a difference. I think the government needs to make a difference. All the businesses, and we know the businesses won't. Therefore, it falls on the government.
Yeah, but the point of striking is
I think I figured out the key. Just pick 11. I think you might be right. We're about done now, anyway.
so like I don't know, like having a strike can persuade governments to change and shit.
Yeah, sometimes. For example, the teacher strike. But I don't think students have much power over the government. They can't even vote. We don't even let them vote.
That's why they're striking. That's their only way to say.
Yeah, and it's not
There's a
effective.
good write up on the Guardian on like why they support it and like like students don't get a say in political means, so
They don't.
do a strike. And hey, they're inviting us to do the strike for them.
Yeah.
And this is something I believe in, so
I know it is.
I'll go.
It is.
funny thing though, so there's lots of chalk. There's
Yep.
also some spray paint.
In favor of it?
Spray painted messages in favor saying, hey, the climate strike's going to be on this date.
Yeah.
Now, I am wondering, I think the council potentially will clean that spray paint up as graffiti.
Yeah, I think they probably will.
Do you think they will? Do you think that would be a good thing for them to do before next week, before the strike?
So this has come up before. I can't remember. I think we talked about it on the bus factor. The council, something got reported as graffiti. They cleaned it off, and everyone was like, "What the fuck? Why'd you clean that off?"
Yeah,
and they
so
were like,
the Christchurch attacks, like the council
yep.
cleared out heaps of like like
Progress. Jesus. Yeah.
No, like what do you say? Love and support messages. I think that's what people did. And like Wellington was like the only council that did it.
Yeah.
It was
So
like,
TPP
pretty...
says they will and probably should. It's a petrochemical. Petrochem.
All right, I'll take that. My thinking was they shouldn't until after the strike and then clean it off.
Yeah. You run into a little bit of slippery slope here where you might be a little biased where you say if it's a cause I support, then they should not clean it until it's over. And if
It's also a cause they support.
Yeah, I mean,
They announced a climate emergency.
supporting a climate emergency is not necessarily the same as supporting a strike. So,
Supporting a strike for climate emergency, a global strike.
but that doesn't necessarily mean that
All
they
right.
support the strike.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't know. I'm
The
indifferent
petrochem
to
argument
the-
I do like because, yeah, and it's bad for the environment. But
Yeah.
I don't know. One thing people said was the cost of it getting cleaned up today and next week is the same, right?
Yes, but do you think they should do that with all graffiti or like? Okay. So let's say someone does one about, the weapons conference.
Yeah.
Let's say someone graffitied being like, the weapon conference is here for good. Don't strike about it. It's all good, bro. And they spray painted that weapons conference on this day. Don't bother striking. Do you think they should clean that
What's
up?
the council's opinion on the weapons conference?
They are in
'cause their
support of it, I
council-
believe.
Therefore,
Well, they let it run here. But
yeah,
remember, the climate strike, they're not in support of necessarily. I don't think they've come out saying they're in support of it.
they're in support of a climate emergency is happening, and they are going to do everything they can to try and improve the climate.
Hang on. They said they'll do everything they can.
Yeah, they said a lot of things. They also said they're going to apply like a fucking lens, a climate lens to
Yes. I'm just saying that
everything they do.
they are in, they don't like climate change, whatever, but that's not necessarily the same thing as supporting the strike. So I don't know whether that. But do you think they should clean that off? Someone's got a very bassy car going past, perhaps.
Jesus, that's quite something.
There used to be a car that drove down Courtney Place. It was real bassy like that.
To answer your question, I think they should probably leave it for a week and then clean it off.
Even if it's like something that you don't personally agree with. So in this case, it was support of their weapons conference. I presume you're against that.
I think that if it is a message they have explicitly supported,
Yeah.
like they have a policy on that particular message, then they should abide by whatever their policy is. Currently, for the climate strike, their policy is that they care about the climate emergency and they want to see it get fixed.
Okay, yes, but by that logic, let's say someone said, let's throw fire bombs at Parliament until they resolve the climate strike, climate change. They're also in support of resolving climate change, but they're not necessarily in support of those actions. You
Yeah.
see the problem?
I see a difference between spray paint and firebombing a government.
No, I'm saying spray painting that we should firebomb the government is an example.
Yeah, I see a difference in the messages that those two spray painted messages say.
Yes.
One is saying there is a strike next week. One
Yeah.
is saying let's fucking take down the government.
One is saying, let's strike next week. One is saying, let's do some direct action next week. They're both saying, let's do something next week. This is the date we're going to do it.
One's saying let's take down the government next week.
Yeah, well, not take it down.
There's a
Firebomb them until they do something about it.
yeah. I would say there is a very big difference between those two messages.
There is a big difference between those messages. But if you're just trying to say that as long as this council's in support of whatever the thing you're doing it for is important and not the act itself.
All right. So you think the council just might not be in support of the strike?
Yeah, so they might be in support of a lot of things to resolve climate change, but not necessarily a strike.
All right.
But I don't actually know. TPP, I believe that was a sound system. Normally, exhaust does a different kind of rattle in our building.
Yeah, that was definitely sound system. It sounded bassy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, I think we're about done for today anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, what an intense topic to round it off on. I'm all hot and sweaty now. Oh,
Sorry, it means a lot to me, and
I know.
hope it means a lot to the council as well.
Well, it means a lot to me as long as I don't have to do anything about it.
I mean, clearly it doesn't mean a lot to the council because they haven't done anything, and
That's true.
I don't know.
That's true. Okay, I think we're going to be here next week. I didn't realize I'm away next week.
Again,
Again? What do you mean? I was here last week,
where were you?
not doing the bus factor, but I was physically in the country.
All right.
Sorry about that, guys. I was real lazy last week.
Right,
Hugh
so
wasn't here. So.
Next week I have to do something. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we could, if you do a tweet out earlier, you can say that you'll be away. Almost 100 shows. Yeah, it must be coming close to that.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, I want to be here for the 100th show. We can do like catering in the office or something. Footage from the machine.
98. This will be
98.
99.
And then I'll be back for 100.
100's next week, mate.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Do you want me to
Yeah, it's up to
postpone
you.
it?
It's up to you. But we should end it for today because we're going over time. So.
Yeah, we have. Sorry, I brought politics into it.
Well, we'll see everyone next time I see you.
Should we just like wait just a bit more?
We trying to get 12. 12's good for me.
Because I do
Split
actually have
certainly.
more stories. Did you know Nelson and
no, we shouldn't
Tasman?
wait. We shouldn't wait. Okay, we'll see
tomorrow
everyone.
is car free day.
Car
and
free day. Free
Nelson-
cars? Where do we get free cars?
Nelson and that's one.
Nelson gives us
you
free
add it up?
cars. Oh my God.
Nelson and Tasman are doing free buses.
I'll add 1 to the bus count for now. There we are.
Sorry,
TPV. We're
TP.
tied now.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So this is Hugh and who are you?
23.
Yeah. And we are the Bus Factor, and we. I don't know.
See you
What?
another time.
Yeah.
Catch up.
Thanks for Patreon.
Oh, yeah. Thanks to our
Subscribe and
Patreons
shit,
and everyone else who
yeah.
gives us money. Subscribe, like, hit that smash button.
And we'll see you for our 100th episode.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, bye.
Cool. See ya.
Libus Vector. Lip.
Oh yeah.
Libus Vector.
Oh yeah.